Indian Air Force to get 10 killer drones from Israel. The Indian Air Force is moving ahead with implementation of a plan to purchase the Israel Aerospace Industries Heron TP Advanced Unmanned Air Vehicle. India is operating the Heron 1 and other smaller Israeli drones, but the purchase of a strategic system such as the Heron TP had until recently been put on hold. Israel is not a member of the regime, which aims to restrict the proliferation of missile technology, but has agreed to export its strategic weapon systems only to member countries. Last year, India's Economic Times claimed the government had quietly approved the purchase of 10 armed Heron TP drones from Israel. New Delhi has also previously shown interest in the Israeli Arrow surface-to-air anti-ballistic missile system. By joining the MTCR, India will be able to open negotiations to purchase the Heron TP. While the Arrow interceptor is funded partially by the USA, the Heron TP can be exported. The Heron TP is currently heavily used for classified missions for all the Israeli Defense Forces branches, and has been selected by the German Air Force for its surveillance UAV requirement. The drone can be deployed for a range of different tasks including intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and long-range strategic strike missions. India's new Heron TPU-FSAR has a 40 hours endurance, maximum takeoff weight of 5,300 kilograms, 11,685 pounds, and carries a typical mission payload of 1,000 kilograms and will be armed with air-to-ground missiles, according to Indian defense officials. The UAV will likely be deployed in counterinsurgency/terrorism operations to take out targets outside of Indian territory deemed too risky for manned aircraft. It is very good if something like this is happening. Instead of sending a pilot in a high-risk area, it is best to use an armed drone. The system can also be used for a surprise, sneak attack. India is already operating a total of 176 Israel-made drones including 180 AI searchers and 68 unarmed Heron 1 aircraft for surveillance and reconnaissance missions. The Indian Air Force also fields a fleet of AI Harpy drones, a self-destruct aircraft carrying a high-explosive warhead and primarily used for taking out enemy radar stations. Between 1985 and 2014, India was the top importer of drone worldwide. India's Defence Research and Development Organisation, DRDO, is also developing an indigenous armed UAV, labelled the Rustam-2. However, the program has experienced a number of setbacks. Development of the Rustam-2 has been delayed on account of challenges with efficient design as well as the cancellation of export licenses by the U.S. State Department of the American origin actuators that were being used in the Rustam-2. India has now had to develop indigenous replacements for those actuators, and the Rustam-2 will fly with those this year, according to Saurabh Jha writing for The Diplomat. As of yet, no armed flight trials of the Rustam-2 have taken place, according to the Economic Times. India and Israel are also in talks to co-produce drones in the future. Thank you for watching. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe.